goody, Shellitronnn here. You can call me Shells, and I'm back again with a brand new video. I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry biscuit. I knew that this investment we put in a year ago was never going to pan out. I knew it was not worth what we put in, and what we've gotten so far has been way below the expectations that we had back in 2019. Now, what exactly am I talking about? Let me show you a tweet from the Carolina Panthers, and everything will be made clear. Throw it up right now. It says Greg Little, and I don't have to go any further. Whenever the Panthers tweet about Greg Little, you know what's about to come right after those two words. Placed on reserve/injured list. You've seen this story before. You could have just pasted any of these tweets that had Greg Little in them. You don't really hear about him unless he gets hurt. And you've seen this man get hurt plenty of time. Last year, his rookie season, he played in three total games.
And here you have it, boys and girls. The first time Shells was ever wrong. You see, Greg Little actually played in 4 games that season. Not that it really mattered. That boy, Greg Little, he stank.
You did not see very much of Greg Little in 2019. And so far this year, when he has been healthy, he's been a healthy scratch. He's played in 10 of our 13 games, only started 3 of them. So what we see with Greg Little is that the man, even when he's healthy, he does not start. And when he isn't healthy, which is a lot of the time, you just do not see the return on investment that we put into him in 2019. Now, I've been saying the word investment a lot, but what do I mean by that? Let me take you on a journey 20 months ago to the 2019 NFL Draft, Round 2. The Carolina Panthers have the 47th pick in the draft, and they decide they want to go ahead and trade up 10 spots with the Seahawks to go to number 37 and draft Greg Little. Now, at the time, I did not hate Greg Little as a prospect. I thought, look, we obviously need a left tackle. We need basically every position on the O-line right now, and we have to look, anything we can get. I am cool with whatever the team decides to pick up in the draft as far as the O-line goes. But I had a huge problem with the team trading up for Greg Little. He wasn't one of these blockbuster, stop the presses, all-star type of O-lineman coming out of the draft. He was good, but not worth trading up for. Because the thing you have to understand about trading in the draft in the NFL is players have to not just be, number one, good enough to go at the spot you trade up for. So a quick example would be a guy like Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is worth trading up to the number 1 spot to try to pick. A guy like Trey Lance, you would not ever trade up to number 1 and then draft Trey Lance number 1 overall. That's number 1. Number 2, the player has to also be worth all the things you give up to get him. So, like Trevor Lawrence again, you want to go up to number 1 to pick up Trevor Lawrence, but you would never trade the Jets your first round pick and then your first round picks for the next 5 years straight just for Trevor Lawrence. We all understand he's going to be a very good, maybe even great quarterback. But I'm not giving up 5 first-round picks for him. There has to be a balance between what you give up and what you get. Now, back to Greg Little. Trading from number 47 to 37, we also give the Seahawks our number 77 pick, which was our 3rd-round pick that year. It made no sense to me to trade up for Greg Little when this was a pretty deep O-lineman draft. I thought that, the draft was very, very easy to find the guys you wanted to, and guys who went after Greg Little, guys like Nasir Adderley, guys like Taylor Rapp, guys like Juan Thornhill were also around the number 47 pick. You can also count DK Metcalf. He wasn't really on our radar like that. But let's go even deeper to the number 77 pick, which we also gave up. Do you know who was picked number 77 overall? A guy named Chase Winovich. A guy who started not a single 1 game his rookie year, but he had 5.5 sacks in 2019. And so far this year, he has 3.5 sacks. Maybe we don't have to go for YGM, who I also like this year, but we could have gone for someone else with that pick right there. Things could have been different, but do you also know who was picked after that number 77 pick? A guy named Nate Davis, who was on just about every single one of my mock drafts. Nate Davis was a guy who was obviously a very good pickup, who you could have gotten in the 3rd round. And he plays for the Titans. And you tell me if Ryan Tannehill and, what's that guy's name? Derrick Henry like their O-line play. And I say all this not to show that hindsight is 2020 and, oh, well, we could have this guy, and this guy, and, we could have done this thing different. Look, every draft has guys who could have gone higher. We all understand that. My problem with Greg Little is that you traded up for him and we lost out on some very good potential picks at both 47 and at 77. And even if we still did pick him at 47, which I believe he still would have been there, then we would have at least also had our 77th pick. And there was a lot of guys who were doing a lot of good things around that number 77 pick. Greg Little has not panned out because he's been injured. And when he's been healthy, we just don't use him. He does not start. We need a left tackle. And it was very obvious from the very start that Greg Little was going to be very, very injury prone. I didn't like it at all. It was just doomed to be a very bad situation that now it's just a huge bet to think that will this guy stay healthy the next 2-3 years? Can we trust Greg Little to stay healthy? Now we need a left tackle. Our whole O-line is going to be gone in 2 years. Every single contract is up at the end of 2021. Greg Little could have been a guy who would stay on the roster for past that time period, but it looks like he just isn't dependable enough. He is not healthy enough, so you just don't know how long you actually can have him. And if he's not practicing, if he's not healthy enough to be on the field and whatnot, then just how ready is he to play NFL football? And when he's been on the field, do you actually trust Greg Little when he's actually healthy and good to go? Is his production actually all that great? I'll let you tell it. What are your thoughts on this though? Do you like Greg Little? Do you not like Greg Little? Was trading up a bad idea? Or do you understand? Do you feel like it was a good idea at the time? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know what to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.